Eyewitness News, the news for Tuscaloosa.
From the News Center in Phoenix, this is Cool News 10.
This is News Scene 7 with Steve Barnes, Amy Oliver, Ron Sherman's AccuWeather Experience, Sports with Paul Eels, and the rest of Arkansas's leading news team. Arkansas, here is your news.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight's top.
The World at 10, a complete summary of the day's events. All the news, where it happens, when it happens. The most comprehensive news report in the Southland. With Cleet Roberts and the Channel 5 News Team. Now, The World at 10. Brought to you in part by Harris & Frank, the 38 fashion stores with the famous brands for men and women.
For Colorado, 4 stands alone. The 10 o'clock report.
Good evening. This is Dick Bertel with the local edition of the 6 o'clock report.
Newswatch at 6.
This is Action News with John Pruitt and Monica Kaufman.
From the Channel 9 newsroom, this is the 9:30 report with Tim Tyndall, Linda Coble, and Mel Proctor.
Action News with Paul Reese and Christy Mueller, Alan Cutler with sports, and Marty Holtman with the weather.
This is the weekend edition of News Center 5 with Mike Jackson at the anchor desk and Carol Marine.
Good evening.
This is Eyewitness News Center 13 with Paul Udell, Bob Gregory Weather, and Jerry Harkness Sports. Now, here's Paul Udell.
And this is News 5.
From the Television 12 Broadcast Plaza, this is the news with Dennis Schrieffer, Andy Joyce, Bob Walker, and Tom Heaps.
From News 11, the Hunter Rowland Report with Lee Hunter and Ken Rowland, the Kentuckiana weather forecast with Glenda Steele, and Mike James with sports.
From WW.
Stand by at X1.
This is News Center 6, a complete report of news, sports, and weather from northern New England's largest television news team.
From Channel 11, Maryland's leading news station. This is Action News.
Eyewitness News, Monday, May 29th, with Tony Pepper, Jack Williams, and the Eyewitness News team.
News 4 Detroit with John Blunt and Jennifer Moore, Don Shane with sports, and Larry Shannon with the weather.
Live from the Twin Cities' most comprehensive news station, this is Channel 9's News Watch with Steve Doyle and Cicely Hand, Mike Cronforst with the weather, Dave Sheehan on sports, and the Channel 9 news team.
Good evening, and welcome to the 5 o'clock edition of Newsline 13 with Steve Dickerson, Pat McManus, and meteorologist Cal Sisto.
From Channel 8, this is the news.
Good evening.
Reporting from Mid-America's leading news station, here's the Channel 6 Action News team.
This is the New Jersey.
This is Action News at 10 from TV7, New Mexico's #1 news source. Brought to you by Rich Ford Sales, where volume is the reason for their low prices. And the First National Bank in Albuquerque. At the First, people come first.
From Channel 2 News, the 6 o'clock report with John Tesh and Marilyn Salinger. Here again is John Tesh.
Charlie Gaddy, Bobby Batista, Rich Brenner, and Bob DeBartoleben. The news people bring you Action News 5.
Good evening. Good evening.
From Ohio's best news team, this is Emmy Award-winning Action 3 News.
From Oklahoma City's leading news station, this is News Center 4.
This is KEZI, Eyewitness News.
Action News, Delaware Valley's #1 news program with Bob Gale, Joe Pellegrino, and Larry Kane.
From Television 10, Southeastern New England's leading news station, this is News Watch 10.
And now, the big news at 6.
From Channel 4 News, this is the scene at 6.
Good evening. I'm
4. News with David Cruz and Don Colson. David Bacon on sports. Weather with Lane Roberts.
Good evening, everyone.
Dick Norse, Bob Welty, Paul James, Mountain America's #1 news team. From Broadcast House, Mountain America's news center, the most complete, comprehensive, and up-to-the-minute news reporting in the Mountain West. The Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
From Tidewater, Channel 13 presents
This is King News Service for Saturday, August 5th. Reported by Lou Dobbs.
Good evening.
WISN TV, Milwaukee. This is Channel 12's Action News with Vince Gibbons, Jerry Tapp, and the Action News team.
From WRC-TV, your Decision 72 campaign and election headquarters, this is News 4 Washington with Glenn Rinker, Jim Vance, and John Chancellor.
Good evening.
This is your Channel 10 News. Our Channel 10 staff of Tony Minfield, Cindy Ray, and Joe Potter bring you the local, national, international, and sports news, followed by the market report. And now, the Channel 10 News.